all the cloud-based computing and everything. So all of that runs on data. Now, Kashif, I would like to discuss with you some of the challenges and solutions that are currently faced by businesses globally, right? And how data analytics helps it. Kashif, you're connected?
Yes.
Yeah. So some challenges and solutions, if you'd like to take the first two, three.
So first and the foremost, the first challenge which I see is market response. People have been slow to pick it up and slow to take it up to the next stage. Where where there is a challenge in terms of understanding where picking up the market, picking up the requirement, and then responding back to it. So even though the requirement is already there, like most of the time people need it, people need the reports, people need to do the reporting, the finance heads need to report on it. But then again, because the understanding has been slow, or there is a challenges in terms sometimes linking between different softwares, that also drives a slower market response. And most of the time, the technological or technical team people are companies are heavily reliant on them. They respond. They rather than they being empowered to drive the whole show. Most of the time, we feel that yes, the IT team is there, they will drive or they will do it for us. But then
Right.
there is a need for somebody with the same requisite or same uh, competitiveness or same efficiency to be there in finance also or in other teams, so that they themselves can drive the whole show rather than they being reliant on IT team. So that is one part. Limited access to data. Now, because of the silo which is there in different departments, we don't know which department is doing what.
Right.
So because of that silo, there is a whole deficiency in getting the right data. Now, if I don't know what is the sales team doing, what is the HR team doing, what is the finance is driving it, it's very
Right.
difficult because I don't have the access to the data. And that is that if the data is in a manual form or in a limited technology form, then also picking up the right data is always a challenge.
Right.
And poor performance manager, there is no KPI set. So if our KPIs are not set, then what is the basis I'm going to make an analysis on? Where is the single source of truth? It's like
Yes.
we are relying on multiple areas to drive the show.
Yes, I agree. I think there are multiple issues. The last poor performance management, I'd like to discuss a bit more. So the main issue is strategic. Now people don't know what to measure. So what happens is that if you don't know what to measure, you can put in all the systems in the world and still there's going to be an issue, right? So you'll never know what's going wrong and where it's going wrong. Data analytics plays a critical role here. And let's move on. I'll tell you more about why dashboards are required. Now, dashboards are not simply visualization of the whole company. Now, I said two words before this. One was AI, artificial intelligence. Second being ML, machine learning, right? How businesses are using that. Now, I'll go through problems one by one, right? Sorry, the solutions one by one. So why dashboards? Cost cutting. So the first thing is everyone thinks it's a huge investment. It's going to be a lot of IT infra is going to be involved in this, and it's going to be huge cost. No, it's not. It's a very small initial investment. We can go step by step in a ladder form. First, we can go to let's say visualizing the finance KPIs and the dashboards that are useful to the management. Then we move on to the next, and then to the next. Right? We integrate data slowly into the system. So it's very minimal. You can start with a small investment also. Secondly, it provides real-time reporting. Now, when I say real-time, it means at the second when the data changes at the back in the background, the tabular data, instantly on your dashboard it will change. We'll be going through some dashboards just in a few minutes from now. We'll show you there also. It instantly changes, and all the data gets edited in the way that you want to see. Right. Next is data simplification. Now we all know that it's easier to study visual data rather than if I give you tables with thousands of rows, thousands of columns. It's much easier to see, okay, this is where I'm at, this is my profitability, these are my sales. That helps again in prompt decision making. If you know where you're at, You can plan for the future. You have on the go data, you open it on your mobile phone. It's as simple as that. Open it on your mobile phone, you see, okay, oh, this is where I'm at this month. So we need to push the sales team. Okay, let's go ahead, let's talk to the sales team. So this is how quickly you can generate competitive advantage. And it helps with collaboration within team members also. There won't be any confusion. Finance won't be confused why this decision was taken, because they'll have it on their dashboard. The limited access that you give them, they'll know, okay, oh, this is going wrong in the operations side, so maybe that's why. So there is much easier collaboration and understanding, right? uh, Now we'll be going through, Kashyap will start this. We'll be going through some sample dashboards, right, and how we helped our clients using these. So Kashyap, you'll take the first one.
Yep. Uh, so this is something which we created for the marketing dashboard, where for one of our clients, and what we try to do over here is basically we try to put the first and the foremost how many visitors were coming to their different platforms, because they were doing the client had a Google ad, doing Google ads, they were having Facebook, email. So all of this had different platforms. Now all of these visitors were coming on these different platforms. They had to, the company or the client wanted to have an insight as to exactly how many visitors I'm having from all the platforms. So that is where we could gather the data from all the sources and put it in one format. Similarly, is the click-through rate. Now, for different platform, again, how many visitors when they are coming, how much time they are clicking, how many times they are putting in the clicks. So let's say YouTube was clicking 23%, almost 24%. Google Ads was 18%. Now, when I'm clicking on one YouTube, that will show me for all the other charts also that particular response as to how much was the impressions from that platform, or what, how many followers are there on the platform. So that will drive your marketing plan. Where if you are putting a simple, let's say on Google ad, 100 dirhams, how much are you going to see on in terms of visitors, in terms of clicks, in terms of views, so that they will know that okay, this is what is helpful for me. This is let's say if I'm spending 100 dirhams, how much of returns I'm going to get. So that is very important part. And another part is the location. So where in which location they are coming from, the visitors. That is also very important for me. So it's a, let's say if I'm in Dubai, and if the visitors are coming from different Emirates or from the same GCC region, that is highly relevant for me, because then that will help me to see that okay, this is where I need to focus and this is where I need to spend more amount of time or more amount of money. So different channels, where are the sales divisions which are happening, and the last is the ROI. If you look at the ROI and the revenue per customer, this is where your in cash flow, internal cash inflow will happen. So where if I'm seeing like let's say the maximum ROI is happening from YouTube, I'll be more inclined to spend more on the YouTube ads rather than anything else. And that is where my revenue per customer is very important. The last but not the least is the average conversion rate. Now let's say if I'm putting in 100 dirham, but then if my conversion rate is very less, then definitely that will also drive a whole process or sales process. But if that, even if the average conversion rate being low, but the volume is high, then that will more than suffice for my ad spend. So this is how we help the customers to focus on their core marketing spends, and how they can leverage on different from different channels, and how they can end up focusing and where they'll be getting the maximum returns, maximum average conversion rate, and maximum ROI.
All right.
So that is it from my side. Nikhil?
Thank you, Kashif. I'm sure the audience understood a lot more about how they can leverage this dashboard for their marketing. And I think Nikhil sir is here with us, so he'll just go through the other dashboard introductions first. So I'll hand it over to him.
Uh, thank you, Prateek, and thank you, Kashif. I apologize for joining late. There was some technical glitch at my end. So, as my colleagues has explained you well, that how we are focusing on this new technology, which is helping every business day in day out. So, why we are doing this webinar? Because most of our clients they come to us, and like they have a huge number of spreadsheets with them, and they all are isolated. So let's take an example. like if my HR manager, I need to take a reporting of an HR manager, or I need to take a reporting of a store manager, of a salesperson. So all these have their reporting in their spreadsheets, right? So we thought of this new dashboard visualizations where we can take reportings online, directly connected to their servers, and that too with the help of the data analytics. Since in this new age of technology, we can take help of this technologies to gain access, and to if I'm traveling, I can take all reports real time. So this is something which is very helpful, and definitely for a growing business, or a business which have who are making a huge investment in their sales, or in their technology, or they are in the growth stage. So let me just take one this very simple. I apologize. Just stop in between. Just hold on.
Try करो. I apologize, everyone. Just one moment.
Yes. So so I will take this dashboard, which is the sales dashboard. So we prepared for this dashboard for one of our US client, and they come up with us by taking a few KPIs, that how their profitability is going, how their sales being going in different states, or in their different segments, like their fabric, fiber, garment, threads, and how are they achieving their target month on month during the course of time. And we took handover of their sales software, and we just integrated their sales softwares into the Power BI, and created this a simple dashboard where they can now see how my sales representatives are performing, which product type is performing on a higher side. I can also find which states in my US are performing on a higher side. I can drill down product wise, I can drill down representative wise, I can drill down actual versus targets. I can drill down everything in a real time, and it's just connected to the in-house servers, and some sort of spreadsheets. Pratik, can you take to the next slide? So again, these are the few KPIs which we try to decompose their sales funnel, that which states are going well, and then in every particular states we can find out what is the status of their sales, whether it's being shipped or it's being returned. Plus, we can also see if these being returned, what can be a reason of return? Probably quality issues or something like that, or probably some technical issues, or we are not meeting the customer expectation, or some invoicing technical issues. And in fact, if you can see on this dashboard, we have also calculator. We can see how much order we have been made during the year, and I can further drill down uh, as per my customer, my top 8 customers, and I can see who all are my top 8 customers, how much orders I have taken from my top 8 customers, how much profit I have made from each of the customers, and I can definitely see which sources are well performing. As Kashif mentioned also in marketing dashboard, that if my campaigns are not going well, there should be some real-time monitoring of the campaigns. So in this case study, we found that the marketing channels and the referrals are performing well. But irrespective, company is spending more on their online channels, right? So we immediately ask company to stop their online spending, and to keep focused on referrals as well as other marketing, offline marketing channels. So this is something which is really helpful for the clients, and it's not just like relevant to the big uh, organizations. I think it is more relevant to the small organizations where data structures are unorganized, where everything is being staggered, like it's not being working. Every department is working in isolation. So if I'm talking about from the CEO perspective, or from a CFO perspective, or from the head of the department perspective, they should have these type of analytics in front of them, so that they can monitor everything real time, and they can take effective and fast decision, because this is something required in this world of technology where things are changing day in day out. Thank you.
Right. Thank you. Thank you. So I'll be moving on with the next one. It's an AP and AR dashboard. Let me open it up. Yeah, right here. So finance process, right? What is the major issue that most of the businesses face? It's either collections or payments is not a problem. I'm sure everyone tries to delay payments. But the thing is that collections are a major issue. Now, how do you control that? Using dashboards, I'll specifically tell you here. I can filter through by invoice date. Let's say within a month, I want to find out what was my turnover ratio, what were my total accounts receivable. I'll just go ahead, filter this out, and the whole data, you see it changes. Now that's the beauty of visual dashboards. You put on one filter, you can make choose to make it filter out the rest of the metrics also. Now this dashboard, as you can see in front of you, is showing you average risk factor for bad debts. What is the average bad debt that the organization is facing right now, right? And also it's the aging table. Now you may see that 0 to 30 days. Right now, the amount due is 71,000, upwards of $71,000, right? And if I click on this, it shows me where this 0 to 30 is. Everything, the customers who are participating in this 0 to 30 days, uh, the days sale outstanding for that, and so on and so forth, right? What are the reasons that there are delays in collection? Either check bounced, maybe the authorized signatory is unavailable, right? So all these XYZ, whatever reasons, what I want to specifically highlight in this dashboard is that all of this data is not being collected from one source. There are multiple sources. It's not just the finance that's connected here. Finance does not usually have location also, right? Multiple sources have been integrated. Data warehouse is created, and from there our analysts, they sit, they filter out all of the data, and then these dashboards are found, right? I'll move on to the accounts payable dashboard now. Now here again, just like the previous dashboard, all the filters are available. You can filter by vendor names also, and what are the credit purchase and outstanding amount pertaining to the types of material. If in this specific client, this was a manufacturing client, so that's why all these metrics you see here: clay, glass, cement, etc. What is the average payable period? Again, the aging and which area has my payables. If I click on any area, all of it refreshes, so you get the idea how it works, right? So we'll move on. I'll tell you how all of this is. As I was going through it, I'll tell you how all of this is integrated. How, what is the implementation process of it, right? So first and foremost, we sit with the management, we understand their idea, and we understand what the current processes are. Now this might seem like an off process, but I'll tell you why it's needed. We design SOPs and formats so that we can filter out how the data is collected. If the data itself is not in the correct form, then the dashboards or any analytics on it is impossible. So first we design processes that, okay, these are the points I need to collect data from. We put in control points, and then we create formats for each specific report or each specific item that will be generated, right? Once that is done, all of that is collected. As I said, a data warehouse is created. All the data from the finance function, the HR function, operations, sales, it all funnels down into one huge space. Now here is where the data analyst comes in. He starts filtering the data. He starts working on it, right? Meanwhile, we sit with the management and we identify the main things they want to see on the dashboard, the main KPIs and KRAs. I said at the beginning also that without KPIs, without something to measure, we won't be able to perform. We won't be able to measure any kind of performance. Now, KPIs such as I showed you in the dashboard right now, days sale outstanding, what is my average credit period? All of those are KPIs. Now, as we sit with the management, they're 100% customizable. What management puts more value on at different stages of the business cycle, that we show them right there. Next is connecting data. Connecting data means connect. Now we've created a dashboard, but it's in isolation right now. We've created a funnel. It's in isolation right now. Now we connect the data collection part to the KPIs and KRs that have been designed. Once that is done, the final thing is visualization. In what way the data will be shown? Bar, graph charts, maybe pie charts, XYZ. So many methods. So this is the whole process of implementation of data analytics and visual dashboards. Now you might be wondering what all can be integrated. Can my software be integrated into these dashboards? Will it be possible? It's 100% possible. In our experience, almost all of our clients have been able to get connected to Power BI. That's the software we use for data analytics. You can see the list of softwares here, all the big ones: Facebook, Excel, Google Analytics, XML, QuickBooks, Zoho, Amazon Web Services, where most of the organizations store their data set. All of those are easily connected. Now, from there, we pull the data, and again, as I said before, we finally visualize it. Moving on to how NSKT can be helping you with this, I'll leave it to Nikhil and Kashif.
Thank you, Pradeep, for explaining how we can integrate this dashboards with different sources. So, like as many client comes to us, and I think this webinar is just to make aware everyone that we are typically focused on SMEs or small business enterprises, where we can help them streamlining their process, because most of the time the data source are not available. The client, they are saving their data on the spreadsheets, which are saved on their individual systems, even they are not connected, right? So even the clients doesn't have the formats. If I ask like their HR or the sales or inventory, they don't have the formats. So we help clients making the process, defining the roles and the responsibilities, putting across the formats so that data can be stored somewhere. Or we also help them to convert these data into a real time by implementing or the softwares or implementing the servers. We also have third-party APIs where we, if let's suppose if client is maintaining the data on the tally, the financial data, or they are maintaining their finance data on the QuickBooks or on Zoho, and their HR data on XYZ software, or inventory data on some different software. So we can have the APIs which can fetch real-time data from the system, and that's a responsibility of data analytics, data analyst person. And we along with the data analyst, we have business consultants who are in continuous touch with the business owners just to find out the KPIs, the important KPIs which they want to represent. So after setting all the processes, all of the formats and the data structures, then we also help companies to clean up their data, and so that they can be representable in a visual or in a right way, or in a dashboard. And then we continuously help clients to be on their board, uh, like sitting and just reporting them about the KPIs where they are not performing well, where they are performing well. So this is something NSKD Global helps in the entire journey of right from the beginning of implementing the SOPs or the systems, setting up the internal controls, planning for their formats, integrating the data, everything, and then of course the visual dashboards. So this is how NSKD Global helps. And just for our users or just for our clients, we have this is the contact us page and this is the QR scanner. So anyone can go on this, they can scan and they can just schedule a 20 minutes or 30 minutes free consultation just to discuss their case with us so that we can strategize or we can make a customized plan for every organization and definitely helping them moving forward with a great or with an proactive decision making. Kashif, do you want to say something? Hi, Kashif. Pratik, in the meanwhile, you can take something.
Yes, actually, after this, we were just opening up for questions. So if there are any questions, please leave them in the chat section. We'll wait.
In fact, Pratik, we can our audience so allow them to ask questions.
Yes, that's what I think. Everyone can leave their questions in the chat, and we can go ahead.
No, but they chat with us. Like we can allow their videos and we can take one by one question, right? So I think
Let me see if you can allow everyone at once. If not, I'll go one by one.
yeah, sure.
Okay.
I think there is a question from Shalendra, right? So you can allow Shalendra to ask the question.
Not sure why it's not happening for Kevin.
I have allowed Shalendra, right?
Okay,
So
perfect,
Shalendra
perfect.
can ask the questions. You can stop sharing Pradeep now. Perfect. Yeah, Shalendra.
Hello.
Yeah,
Yeah, can you
Shalendra
hear
can
me?
ask question.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
my
you're audible.
so my question is, yes, I can completely relate with your.
So Shalendra, from which part you are? You
I
can give your
am
brief.
I'm
Yeah.
from UAE, and to be specific, I'm based in Dubai, and I can relate with your thing that your tool is best suitable for the small and medium scale enterprises and the startups. My question is, normally, like every startup is struggling with data, and normally they have their own inbuilt tools, or they have some um, uh, they have teams who are taking care of data, and multiple, usually it happens that they have 3 or 4 data sources, and within the organization also there is a conflict of data. So my question is, how your tool is going to add value to it, and is there something specific that you will help, and how you will sort of take care of the things when there's a data glitch within the startup itself, because they end up using 3 4 tools, and they have some you know contradictions in their internal data. So is there something which you can sort of refine and define?
Sure, Nikhil, so you'd like to take this, or should I? Yeah. So, Shalendra, I understand. Just one thing I want to clarify. You're talking about startups in specific, right?
To be specific, yes, because if it is a traditional organization, they usually have very standard processes, and
Right, right. So I understand. What I understand from the question, that since there are multiple tools, different kind of tools being deployed in startups, which is the way to go, right? And that's why multiple different kinds of data is being processed, and sometimes it's not all in sync. Some one data says something, the other says something, right? That's the question.
Correct.
Right. So I'll tell you how there's an added value here with us is that we deploy not just data analysts when we provide the service. There are consultants in sync with data analysts. So let's say you have a sales data coming in from the CRM, right? Lead generation data.
Mhm.
And on the other hand, you see that actually it is not reflecting in your finance figures. It's not converting, or some issues there. It's not in sync. So the first process, the first step, if you see, was implementation of SOPs and streamlining where the data is coming from. So that's where most of it gets filtered out, what you're saying. Because we only move ahead if we know that, okay, data is not being duplicated. We have the correct source, the correct identifier point, and we have the right control measure for it in the first place. If that is not there, we can't move ahead. We will be discussing it with the management that, okay, this is a discrepancy, and we suggest that you do this. So it's not just creating the dashboards, it's consulting also. We're telling them, okay, this is what we think. What do you think about it? It's a very collaborative process. So that's why I think this would be a bit different than that. It filters it out. Secondly, whenever conflicts occur in data, the tool that we're using, it automatically detects any numerical conflicts. Anything that is algorithmic and it's creating conflicts, it immediately filters it out, and it tells us, okay, this is where the error is. You need to resolve. Both data sets are different. Something else is shown here, something else is shown there. So I hope that answers your question, Sharon.
Yeah. For detail, I'll block the session with you guys.
Of course, please do.
Thank you.
Kashif, anything else from your side? Any added input?
Oh, I think so. This is the most appropriate time, and this is the most exciting time where we are seeing a lot of activity happening and a lot of improvements being taken care of. And in fact, when I'm looking at the family businesses over here, also in the UAE, where transition is happening from the first to the second generation, the second generation is more proactive. They are more conducive for new ways of working and how to improve their processes, how to improve their business operations, how they can work from anywhere. Work from home concept is in thing right now, but then for getting that concept on board, we need to have the right data to make the right decisions. So I think so that is something which is critical piece.
Yeah, we have, I think, other joinees also, Anita or Saima Malik. So anyone, if you have questions, we can allow you to take up the questions. Okay, so Kashif, one question: how it can be like, because many of our clients, they come to us about the pricing structure, right? So how we decide on the pricing structure? If you just give us a
So,
broad outline.
so the pricing point depends on the. We have different levels at which we work, and per KPI, like we have how many dashboards, how many KPIs can be covered in one dashboard, and based on that, we can always discuss with the client and definitely take it forward ahead.
Okay.
Because the complexity of the operations might be different. Because let's say for some clients we can directly connect it to the ERP systems and we can go ahead with it. But there might be a little bit of or less cleaning which is required. So, but in some clients where a detailed cleaning operations is required, so that we can get the right data to fit into the BI dashboard. So then definitely they will have some additional extra cost.
Okay. Okay, fine. Any other questions?
So just from my side, one question, Nikhil, is see from UAE, it's like it's a UAE is a market which is growing, and in fact, we are seeing a lot of interest from India also in terms of funding, fundraising happening, and also where do you see like in India how the movement or the shift will be captured, and as far as business intelligence or visualization dashboard is there?
Yeah, Kashif. So I think as you mentioned, since the startup are growing day by day, right? And like the initial stages is something which is very crucial for an investor to monitor the KPIs and to monitor where their funds are going, right? So from that perspective, yes, the demand is huge, and like we are on a daily basis, we are doing our consultations with our clients so that we just show them how they can be a helpful by implementing this dashboards. And we have successfully implemented on most of the startups or the investor community. And I think it's working pretty well for them because now even if they are traveling, they can monitor everything on their mobile. So this is something which is very useful to them.
Right.
Yeah. Any other question, Pratik, or we can just
I think
wrap
let's
up?
wrap up. Other questions we can answer in the free consultation that can be scheduled right through our
So
website.
just yeah, so anyone can go on our website or like they can just schedule a free consultation with us, 20 minutes, so that we can do one-on-one. And definitely, we are always available to help, whether it be it's a client across the globe. Thank you everyone.